ultimate work of your life, you know, like Michelangelo and the Sistine Chapel is like, that's the magnum opus. So I believe that we all have a potential magnum opus, and the way to, it sounds like quite lofty, but it really means, that it's the best of you having the best fun, doing the best thing. It's really quite simple, and it is really by dedicating yourself to a heart-led life above all, rather than necessarily a material structured life. It's the traditional model is we grow up, we get an education, we go to work, and then one day we might do something with our lives. Whereas this turns it on its head. What we're going to be talking about next Tuesday is really how people know what their the way to access their own magnum opus, even if they don't know what it is, because you don't necessarily know, but certainly you will create the path towards it, which is, in the title of this live stream we're going to be doing is, seize your destiny, because it's our destiny to do something great.
Yes, and it's so funny, the timing of this whole thing, because this event, Rock Your Dream Biz, airs live on Tuesday, July 2nd, and yesterday was the last day of school. I've been teaching for 14 years, and I resigned from my job to fully step into my business. So I feel like that this is my magnum opus, and it feels right. So I think it's a feeling thing. I think when it feels good, when you're excited, when you feel alive, then you know you're on your purpose and your path. So it's really cool.
Yes, definitely. It feels like that this is going to be your magnum opus.
My magnum opus. It's happening right now.
Yes, I know. Is bringing other people, catalyzing other people to make that leap.
Yes. Yeah, and it feels good. And I did a live yesterday about it, and I got a little emotional, and I cried on my live, which I have never done before. And I was saying that it's we all want freedom, right? I know I'm not the only person that says it. We want freedom. And then it's funny how when I walked out of the doors of the school, and I expected to feel freedom, and when I got in my car, I didn't. I felt fear. It like kicked in, like, oh my God, this is real. This is really happening. But then, we need like 90 seconds, right, to go through an emotion and get to the other side. And then it was like, okay, this is just going to be my new norm, my next chapter. And how exciting is that? So I encourage everybody to kind of move through the fear and do it anyway, because what waits for you on the other side it's just amazing. And you want that spark, you want that feeling of aliveness and expansion. So that's really what this whole event is all about, and getting yourself seen. It's like step up, stand out, and seize your destiny. And I know you're going to be talking a lot about that on the event, Jenny. And you had read the book about your Trinity Code, or you termed it Trinity Code. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I termed the Trinity Code as such. Even before I realized that, that the system and methodology that I'm going to talk about actually already exists in the universe, but it's not. I mean, it's not something I made up, and nobody else in the world is teaching this methodology. But it was fully channeled. It's like we need a dream warrior to bring this one out to the world. We need somebody who knows all about leading a heart-led life, making all sorts of quantum leaps all the time. Because that's my history, Nikki. That's why it's been neglected, because sometimes I've never known what the next step is. But this big pull towards a magnum opus, but towards creating your big work of heart, your big work of art, your big work of heart has been the journey with all of the lessons, through the fears, through everything. So when so the Trinity Code was like looking for somebody who was in the right place in the right time to go, okay, here's a download, you know, that the rest of the world can really use. So let's pick her. And then I researched for months and months and months to make sure that what I was revealing wherever I looked. I'm going to talk about more about this. I don't want to reveal all the juiciness right now, but I realized that there was this universal pattern. So the thing is that it's not complicated. You know, the way that you build a work of heart is to be really, really tuned into who you are, and as you say, you know, your personal freedom. You know, and that comes from the emotions, that comes from, because what's freedom? It's an emotion. It's a feeling of lightness. It's, you know, it's a lot of endorphins swelling around. It's a peace. It's an inner security. So again, this is it sounds really mystical, but is actually, you know, very, very based in neuroscience as well. This is a life of fulfillment, is another word for it, you know, a life of fulfillment. But what we're going to be talking about next Tuesday is how you can, you know, you can actually start to chart your own. So we do have this blueprint, but this blueprint is not already mapped out for us. You know, there's no predictions here. There's you know, it's not coming from the Akashic records or anything like, or karma or anything. It's literally a signpost, like a signpost to, you know, to find the life that you know thrills you enough to make it your magnum opus.
It's really exciting. And how can people know that this is their magnum opus, that they are on the right path? Is there anything that they can tune into or look for, any signs so that they know? Because I know some they don't know their purpose is.
Let me describe the path of two of my favorite clients, one of whom I'm still working with a year and a half later after she did her Trinity Code. Now I'm actually going to do an interview with her, and so she's going to come up and talk to me so she can describe it herself. So she has been working full time most of her life, very frustrated about that, because she's a very, very gifted artist. She's Kay, she lives in Texas. She's a very, very gifted artist, and her passion is about upcycling materials to make her jewelry and her little figurines, and also nature. So using her Trinity Code, what we did was we mapped out what would be her ideal lifestyle, but also where her zone of genius is. Now, I've taken over 24 people through this process in the last year and a half. And what happens when you come in is like this knowing. It's like you know, somebody even said when we got to their Trinity Code, she said, "Holy." So it's like the light goes on all of a sudden, and people burst into tears, or they just speechless, because it's like this kind of recognition of, you know, which is so beautiful. So so Kay has now with my guidance is making a transition into her ideal lifestyle. So what she's doing is she's making these beautiful figurines and jewelry and all sorts of incredible articles, which we've called earth messengers. And each one of these has, I'm getting goosebumps now, because each one of her pieces of art has a message for the planet. And she's so ecological. She just, you know, she's so into nature. She puts all of her heart into each piece. So we brought those two things together and now she's building a real business around it. She's got her website, she's got her vision, including moving into the eco home so that she can teach other people how to do this. So she's absolutely living it. So ever since then, she was on she's been on, really high vibe. So much so, because here's the second part of the Trinity Code, is once you've got, that blueprint, you've got to bring your mindset and your body into alignment with it. So one of the fantastic things with her is she had health problems, stress, overwhelm, really a lot of tension before, and now she is radiant, and she's healed her IBS, among other things, and she's flying.
Amazing. I think it's so awesome how everything spills over, right, into other areas of your life. So where you might have stress in one area like work, it does impact you. I mean, your relationships with your spouse, your family, and including your health. And how when you clean up one area, like you helped her connect to her purpose and passion, and then live that, embody it, and make a living at it, making money at it, it cleaned up her IBS, her in the area.
Yeah. Yeah, she has clients lined up, So we're in the pragmatic business plans side of it now. And then there's another lady I'm working with, Debbie, who she's a counselor. She wants to go into an independent coaching business, and she has a very, very strong story about surviving 3 suicide attempts, and wanting to get her message to the world of how to transform adversity. So when we did her Trinity Code, same thing. She said, oh my God, I have to get on the stage and tell my story. So we brought the stage into it. Now we're crafting her business as a potential TED speaker, and getting all the details in line. But once that Trinity Code, it's like a guiding light, and nothing else kind of matters anymore. You just keep that focus. So yeah, I've got some really beautiful, testimonials from this process.
Awesome. And I know on the Rock Your Dream Biz event, which is this coming Tuesday, July 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to be walking us through the process. So we're going to learn exactly what this process is and how people can use it to manifest what they want, everything that they want, right? And live their dream. So
I'm certainly not going to be giving all the secrets away, but I will get close. I will get closer. I will get closer to exactly what happens when you find your Trinity Code.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we can't give it all. I mean, it is a 3-hour online event, but we have 4 experts. Jenny is one of them. We have built-in breaks in between. So it sounds like a lot, but I've hosted these before, and they are amazing. And anybody who has attended them, we've only had great reviews. I mean, just imagine being held within a space for 3 hours where it's just, it's like if you've ever gone to a live event in person. It's the same thing, except this time you're in the comfort of your own home. So you have your breaks, and we do it in 20-minute segments. So it's only like 20-minute chunks, but it's fantastic. And even us, we have all made, had shifts and takeaways and aha moments, but to be held in that energy, it's like a little cocoon. It's just so awesome. And if you haven't experienced, I recommend that you join us. It is free. There is no cost. There's a lot to be learned, a lot to gain. So yeah, really excited. And besides Jenny, we also have Pete Casaboon, who's going to be joining us, and he's going to be talking about being a powerful creator and how to make conscious choices that lead to financial success. We also have Karen Bosveld, and she's going to be talking about the power of connection, which is so important, especially in today's world. I mean, just look at how we're connecting. I know, Jenny, you're in France, and here we are having a conversation. So the possibilities are really amazing, but it's getting into that mindset, that abundant mindset that, the world is at your feet. You know, anything you want, you can have. You just got to line up with it. And we also have Jennifer Sutton that's going to be joining us, and she's going to be talking about hidden solutions and leveraging your wonder brain. So it's learning to live in the solution, which I know James Wedmore talks about a lot. If we focus on the problems in our business, the problems in our life, we can't see the solution, right? You know, it's like Abraham Hicks says, you don't look for a dark switch when you're in a dark room. You look for the light switch. So it's keeping your focus on what is the solution, and even being in the solution right now. So that's where you're going to have your most success. So lots of exciting things, right, Jenny?
Yeah, I love the way that you describe that as holding a space for people to come in and be inspired and informed. I think it's a really beautiful way to do it. So it's much more organic than like just sitting watching, you know, receiving information. I think it's a beautiful way to evoke that.
Yeah, and it's interactive, so we won't be able to see you, but you're going to see us. And there's a chat, so you can interact, you can ask questions, and then we're going to be there live to answer them. And the last half hour of the event is open to Q&A. So you could submit your questions to me ahead of time to make sure that they do get answered, but you basically will be getting in the moment coaching by any one of us that can just, you know, answer. So it's very informal, it's very casual, but very powerful. So all good things. Do you want to just leave us with anything else before we end?
No, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for next Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, and free gifts. Each speaker, including myself, we all are going to have a free gift. So if you can be on the live, you're going to get the links to those free gifts to access them. So
can I tell them what my free gift is?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I think a lot of people know about the power of a vision board. You know, being a way to, you know, to concretize your goals and your, you know, aspirations. Is my gift to our guests is going to be a written vision board, where it's like a little mini journal where you kind of break down how you want your ideal life to look. So
yeah, and that's awesome, Jenny. And I just want to say it is so essential that you are able to see what your ideal life looks like. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I asked her what success was, and she said nothing. You know, she couldn't see what success was. She said, the first thing that pops into my mind is nothing. And that's really crucial, because we say we want success, you know, even financial success. If you don't know what that looks like and you can't see it, you're not going to get there. So it's so important that you're able to see it and feel it. You've got to have the vision. That's first. So awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you have any questions, you can comment below the video. We will be available to answer anything. I'm going to pop the link also above so you can register for this awesome event, Rock Your Dream Business, Step Up, Stand Out, and Seize Your Destiny. Really looking forward to this Tuesday, July 2nd, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark it in your calendar. And we would love for you to be a part of this with us. Thank you so much, Jenny. This has been really fun.
My pleasure. I'll be there.
Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.